welcome to the Flight Deck Spring Training Edition.
Yeah,
we are officially in game mode.
In the swing of things, and I'd just like to point out, one of us is dressed for if they're at spring training. The other one is dressed that the realistic. They're in Toronto in early March, and you're drinking a prime. Okay.
Cheers.
Real Canadian.
Yeah, we got so much to go through. Games are back. There's topics to cover. Everything's happening in Blue Jays Nation. Everything's happening around the league. Mainly where I want to start, the pitch clock. It's been introduced. Oh, before we get there, Connor's wearing our merch. I have something.
I am currently, for those listening, I'm currently wearing our Blue Jays Jose Barrios La Máquina album cover hoodie. Brant is holding up the 80s. Was it the 90s or 80s? 90s style Blue Jays with Alek Manoah and Jose and Jesus, I'm just saying Jose Barrios and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And underneath my Jose Barrios hoodie, I am wearing one of the greatest t-shirts ever designed by Brant, and this the Cavan Over Everyone t-shirt that you need to purchase if you are the big Cavan Biggio fans like us.
Yeah. Everyone in the Biggio Stan Club.
Yes. Come on now, people.
They're still on there. The promo code is still live for
baseball is back.
Baseball is back. Yeah. Pick yourself up a nice Cavan t-shirt. The Barrios hoodies look so good. I'm so happy with those. They turned out so well. Yeah, we might have more coming up, but for now, that's what we got. Let's get into it.
Yes.
Yeah, the pitch clock is a hot button topic right now. I think it's absolutely hilarious that it's actually this much. It was this much of a conversation 2 days into spring training.
It was a conversation 1 day into spring training.
Really. Oh, literally the day after games happened. Because, yeah, I know we got to the point where Machado had that thing and it was like, he got the strike. And then it was the next day, right, where they ended the game.
Ended the game on a batter violation. It was a 3-2 count with the bases loaded.
Yeah. Now, here's my beef with that whole situation. The guy that struck out was a minor leaguer.
This is very true.
He should know.
He should know this.
He should know this. Like this, it's not a new rule to him.
One thing if like Manny Machado does it because Manny is Mr. Casual, but
he's never gonna be Johnny Hustle.
Did you see? He
refer to himself.
Hey, but Johnny Hustle could do
now.
What he wants.
You can complain all you want about the pitch clock and how you think it needs to change and it's not long enough. I believe that you're wrong. Okay. And the nicest way to put it, I think you're wrong. Because
I am a majority in agreement with you, but I think there's like some tweaks that need to be made.
I don't think there needs to be, at least not yet. Maybe if we get to the midseason point and things are just a nightmare and we've had like 11 games end on a pitch clock violation or something like that, fine. Adapt or die is kind of my thought process here. It's like if you can't get yourself ready to go in, was it 8 seconds you get as a batter? 7 seconds?
It's 7 or 8 seconds.
7 in between pitches, which is like you don't need to take your step out and go for a big walk and do all that. It's really not.
Did you see the Carlos Correa video? He took a pitch. He was about to do his big walk and he's like, oh fuck. And he got back in there.
Adapt or die. You're going to have to figure it out at some point. And that's why we have spring training. And that's why the rules already in place and being enforced so hard is because you now have the time to figure out how to get yourself in the right mindset in 7 or 8 seconds or whatever it is. The pitchers don't seem to be having any problem with it.
No, I feel like at the start, it's going to lean heavily to pitcher's favor.
Sure.
Because batters normally, as we've said, they do the walk, they do the thing. But now it's, pitch comes in. All right, I can do, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like it's that. And I think the worst thing about it, did you see the Wandy Peralta at bat?
I don't think so.
He struck out a guy in 20 seconds. He literally got the ball. Oh, boom. All right.
I love
boom. Boom. Did it in 20 seconds. I'm like,
I love it. I love it so
really?
much. Because the whole point of this thing, and everyone keeps bringing up the same argument. It's just like, is cutting half an hour off of the game really going to make that big a difference? Are we going to get any fans? It's not the half an hour of game time that you need to be looking at. That's going to draw people in.
It's the half an hour of dead air that you
it's now like it's constant. And I like even watching it myself, like I've watched baseball my entire life. It's a completely like way more. Now I don't want to say interactive. What's the word I'm looking for? You're into it way more now as a fan because stuff's happening constantly. It's like I
was gonna say invested, but that's not the right word.
Yeah, something along those lines is the word we're looking for. Not an English guy.
I guess the best way of saying you always have to be watching this game
constantly. The action, the pace of play is way quicker, and the rate of action is just constant, which is something that baseball has never had. It's always like, well, there's just you sit around for 45 seconds and then you get a ground ball to third base or something also, lame, a little comebacker to the pitcher.
Forget the TV experience. Being at the ballpark with the pitch clock is going to change drastically because
change a lot.
I think a lot of people, their big gripe with going to baseball games, other than pricing, depending on where you are, is the amount of time and like that you need to prepare to go to the game, and then once you get to the game, and then the game itself could be upwards of 4 hours. Like
that half an hour on the back end of your game is a huge difference to people coming from like out of town to anywhere that they're going to go see a ball game. Because like instead of leaving at 10:30, 11 o'clock, I'm leaving at 10:30, which is when it comes to trying to get home. I live an hour away from the Rogers Center. If I'm trying to get home in a long game on a weekday night to wake up for work the next morning, it's a nightmare. So you give me that extra half hour. That's so nice.
Yeah.
But it's not even that. Like the average length of a game, we still can't find the actual number. It's around 3 hours is what it's kind of sitting at.
I found the first two. It was from the first day of passing. It was the Padres and the, what was it? Hold up. I really just had it and I let it go. Scroll through our stuff because it's great. So the Royals and the Royals and the Rangers for 2 hours and 33 minutes. And the Mariners Padres was 2 hours and 29 minutes. Granted, 2-game sample size. That's a giant difference.
Oh yeah.
Like.
Oh yeah, huge. Now, in comparison, and I always like to use this one because the NFL rules North America. It just does. It is what it is.
For the 4 or 5 months that it's on.
The average length of a game in the NFL is 3 hours and 12 minutes. So we're looking at cutting it way less than, like, we were close on the NFL. The big difference between the NFL and baseball is that you get action with the NFL, even though like statistically you don't, because the time of actual things happening is like the least among any sport. But when it happens, something happens every single time. Like someone's getting tackled, there's an interception, there's a huge pass, big run, something like that.
At most in football, the gap between stuff happening is like 30 seconds.
Right. And then when something happens, it's great.
Yeah.
And I think that's the one thing we're trying to get here with baseball is you're getting stuff constantly. It's just like, I'm not like, okay, ball 1, and then I'm sitting here for 45 seconds and then, ball 2, ball 3. And it's like, we're now 2.5 minutes have gone by and it's a 3-1 count. Or it's an at bat where Buddy's fouled off 4 pitches and now we're 3.5 minutes and nothing's happened. So at least with this one, you're gonna get quick at bats. You're gonna be done in a minute and a half, and you have to be paying attention the whole time. And there's something going on constantly. Yeah. And I think that's more towards the direction you want to go. It has nothing to do with the length of the game. I just really don't care about whether or not it shortens it. Watching it on TV, going there, I love that it's shorter. It's great. But watching it on television where most people are going to watch it, it's way better to just be sitting there and watching stuff happen constantly. It makes for a way better game. It's way more entertaining. Plain and simple. And
pitch clock is great.
I love it. And so many people are coming up with this like, oh, there's other ways you could do it, or that shouldn't be in the 9th inning, this and that. Why, man? Like, if you can get used to it, get used to it. The 9th inning doesn't change that. Yeah, it sucks.
I think the only small thing I would change is I don't think a game should be able to end on a violation.
Adapt or die.
I'm gonna say I don't necessarily love it that it can end like that, but I prefer it not to.
But don't let that happen. It's not hard. If you can do it all game, you can do it in the 9th inning.
Fair.
It's a little more on the closers. Like, I would feel a little worse for the closers having to deal with that. But as a hitter, you do the same thing all game. You're not changing your ninth inning approach to the at bat. Like, yeah, mentally, sure, but you're not like doing things different in preparation for your at bat. Like, it's the same thing in between pitches. If you can do it from innings 1 to 8, You can do it from 9 onwards.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I see it. Yeah, it'll absolutely suck when there's a game that ends on a pitcher or a batter violation or a pitcher violation or something.
And it's changed, and we've already seen it. It's changed a lot of like pitchers windup. Like fucking Luis Garcia, I feel for the dude. He can't do his shimmy shake anymore, and it sucks.
Yeah. Is that because of the pitch clock or is that because of the balk rule?
I think it's
the balk rule, right?
It's a bit of both, really, because his motion takes a good bit of time.
Yeah, but the thing with
and it's the balk rule.
Well, the pitch clock is like as soon as you move, he's a righty, right? Yeah,
he's a righty.
As soon as you move your left foot to start your windup, the clock stops. So I don't think unless he thought that wasn't the rule, but like as soon as you step,
I think it's a bit of column A, column B, but it's more so to do with the balk rule. Like
I think it's got a lot to do with the balk rule. That kind of sucks for him, but I also hated watching it. That's another thing. I'm just glad it's gone.
I also hated using it in MLB The Show. If I ever
it's awful.
It's terrifying.
It's awful.
Like
yeah. So I don't really feel for him, to be honest, because it's really it shouldn't be there anyways. It was dumb. Yeah. It was awful to look at. I feel a little more for Gausman because he can't like. I guess we'll see today, but
I mean, as I said, he's moving.
Is he?
The game is on right now. He is motoring.
Fuck. I forgot to pull it up.
Yeah, I have it on my phone, like literally right under my camera, so it's
nice.
So it looks straight.
I'm gonna put it on my screen while we talk. We can talk about the Blue Jays actually.
Yes, because they've had a week of stuff going on and down.
Where do we want to start? What did I put in the doc? I put something at the top, but
we run the baseball world is what you put here.
Oh, we do run the baseball world. That is what I wanted to start with. It's gone.
The tweet doesn't exist.
It's gone.
No,
it's gone. But basically, there's other ones out there. The first Blue Jay spring training game had more viewers than I think it was any major league regular season game last year entirely.
For some teams or just in general?
I want to say in general, but it doesn't sound right now that I'm.
That doesn't sound right.
I feel like we would have more games. It was more than most Yankees games, where Judge was in that run trying to get to 62.
That's actually embarrassingly sad.
Yeah.
A spring training game.
I hate to break it to everyone out there. We run the baseball world.
Yeah, we forget New York being the biggest market. We got the biggest market.
Yeah,
we have the biggest.
Absolutely, absolutely. Stop considering us a small market team because we are not everyone. Mm-hmm. Why we always end up with all the all-stars.
Yeah. And so next in the order of things is Nate Dogg.
Oh, Nate Dogg.
Nate Dogg.
We don't have to go to this next, but I do want to talk about Nate Dogg.
No, we can go to this now because it's
okay. In a perfect situation with this bullpen, if everything's going according to plan, Nate Dogg needs to be like a big piece of this bullpen. Because what he's doing right now, throwing 101 effortlessly with a wicked break and just everything about him, it just screams back into your bullpen piece. And there's zero reason why he shouldn't be there. Now, I've heard the argument about his command and how he needs to be able to find the strike zone. I'm going to tell you this right now. If you throw 101 miles an hour, you really don't need to be that good at hitting.
Especially if it's close enough to the strike zone.
Yeah. If you're living somewhere near the strike zone with a curveball like that and you throw 101 miles an hour, your command is really not that important. I'm not going to say it's nothing, but you're going to get swings and misses if you're just near the zone.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a minute point. It just does not matter with Nate Pearson. If he's going to step up there and hum 101, he can throw that ball wherever the hell he wants. He's going to walk guys. It's going to happen. But he's going to get lots of swings and misses throwing like that.
Yeah, because didn't he get the 101 strikeout of Donaldson against the Yankees? Then he did get 101. He got 101 yesterday too, I believe, against the Pirates.
Mm-hmm. And he buckled someone with a curveball too.
I know, dude. It was great. Let's stay on pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just do all the pitchers together because they have a plan for this.
Okay.
Big Daddy KUCH.
Oh my! It seems like so long ago that this happened.
I mean, dude, he's been big. So bearded Big Daddy KUCH against the Pirates in the very first spring training game. He threw 33 pitches, 14 swing and miss. 5 Was it 5 strikeouts in 2 innings?
5 Ks and 7 batters.
5 Ks and 7 batters.
The only hit he gave up was like a chopper that he just couldn't field.
It's like, yeah.
It's so funny, man.
Bearded Kikuchi, like, is him?
Oh, like, dude. He's the 5 starter right now. I already regret.
It's not even close. I
regret my my pick for one of my hot takes when I said Mitch White.
Mitch White was already starting behind the barrel. He hasn't pitched yet in spring training.
Nope,
I don't think
he's hurt. I found out.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So, God damn it, Mitch White.
So yeah, this is Big Daddy Cooch's team, and we're all just watching it.
Yeah. Like
it is what it is. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm still trying to get the damn game on.
You're good. You're good. I'm kind of watching it too. It's a little bit distracting. So yeah, now he's like addressed the fact that like the rest of the spring training is now him just trying to get his fastball command like better. But his fastball command's pretty good. And oh my god, it is fucking windy.
Is it?
It's apparently, I think I read in the Tampa. Yes, guys, we're recording this during the Tampa Bay Rays versus Blue Jays spring training game, so we're a little kind of distracted. But apparently,
just a wee bit.
Apparently, it's like 50 kilometers an hour winds.
Ooh,
like.
All right, I got it now. Sorry, on Big Daddy Cooch. Yes. He's another one too. His command isn't great, but the thing with him is like he's got a nice pitch mix right now where you can miss and have it miss well. Mm-hmm. Like as long as you're not 6 feet over the backstop or like in the dirt, stuff like that, you can miss left and right all day long with that stuff. Because if you're having things break glove side and arm side, you can make that work. So if I'm missing, he's a lefty. So if I'm missing glove side with a slider, just kind of breaks out, like starts in the bottom corner, breaks out. That sets me up so well to have something that breaks in arm side. Because now, like, he's not going to swing because, it's Yusei Kikuchi, his command's off. You throw something like that where it misses, you're still set up perfectly to drop something in that looks like the same spin, comes back the other way and catches you. He's going to do that a lot. And then he's got that 97-mile-an-hour fastball that you just have to always be ready for.
Yeah, you have to at least respect it.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to be the most accurate pitcher in the planet. All he's got to do is just live somewhere near the plate, and I think he's gonna get outs. He just has to learn when to use what and how to work off of other pitches. I think having Danny Jansen behind the plate will help him with that.
Yes,
having a full spring training of him and Danny Jansen will be nice. And I think having a full offseason of listening to what Pete Walker had to say, I think he's going to come around and look like a little closer to what we thought we were getting. I'm not going to sit here and say, he's going to be sub 3. 200 strikeouts, 170 innings. It's just not realistic. But he could hover at 3.8, 3.9, 4, give you 130, 140 innings. And as your 5 starter, you're laughing.
Yeah.
You're laughing. He's giving you, I'll transition it a little bit here. He's giving you a reason to not have to bring up Ricky Tiedemann right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. But I'm gonna just apologize because I'm Shaq here. Ricky Tiedemann, I loved you, but I clearly wasn't familiar with your game. Holy, because last week Brant was like, he's touched 100. I'm like, I think he's like 95, 96. Fucking comes out against Javi Baez 98, 97, 99. And it's just like, all right, I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. You're humming. But yeah, he's real. Ricky is real. Ricardo. Yeah. Also, fun fact, did you know his name isn't actually Ricky?
No, I learned that.
I learned that like a couple days ago, and I'm like...
Because what's his actual name?
It's Tariq.
Tariq.
It's Tariq.
So
Tariq Tiedemann is a sick name, by the way.
Like, she goes, does he have a brother named Tariq or something? I'm like, no, his brother's name is Ty. She's like, okay, but like, is Ricky a nickname for Tariq? I'm like, what? I thought she was losing her mind. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And I looked it up and I'm like, his name is Tariq.
His name is Tariq Tiedemann.
I didn't know that.
Bro, Ricky, Tariq, I'll call you anything as long as you keep humming 99. Yeah. With a filthy changeup.
Yeah. I regret everything I said about him, how they shouldn't bring him up right away.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so far on board of bringing him up now.
apparently
it took one outing.
There's been a couple like rumblings that he's very confident in himself, but apparently he's pushing to be on the Alek Manoah timeline.
Nice. I'm here for it.
He's personally pushing to be on the Manoah timeline. Which
I like
their shit to you. Do it, Ricky. Like,
yeah. Now the other problem, if let's just say everything goes according to plan. Sorry, I'll stop that. Say everything goes according to plan. Manoah's humming. Gosman's doing his thing.
Bassett
looks like Bassett.
Kikuchi is
Kikuchi. Barrios is being vintage Barrios. Kikuchi actually holds spot as your 5 starter. What do you do with Ricky Tiedemann? Say it's June. Ricky Tiedemann's got a 1.8 in AAA. 0.96 whip. He's dominating AAA. What do you do? Do you bring him into the bullpen?
I don't
think so, right?
No, you can't. Like,
no.
And I don't think
now the only thing I think you could do there is because they're still, I would assume they're still limiting his innings because they did last year. I wouldn't assume he's off of an innings limit right now. The one thing putting him in the bullpen in the majors would do is you'd be able to control that a little better.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to run out a guy every 5th day and be like, okay, you can only go 4 or you can only go 3. Like it's one of those things. I think if you reach July, August, and you're like, well, Ricky's 50, 60 innings away from his limit, you go, hey, how do you feel about pitching in the back end of the Toronto Blue Jays bullpen?
Or at least being in the Jays bullpen.
Or being, I would say in the back end, but
I mean, he'll be at least mid, depending on if we have faith in the rest of the bullpen.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Depending on how that is another thing too, is like if the bullpen's already going, you just don't have a spot for Ricky.
You're in a good, like,
it sucks, but it's a great spot.
You're in a good spot. He's only 20. You're in a good spot. It's not like you're rushing him to get back to get here.
No.
Like you kind of were with Alek Manoah.
Because
at that point you were getting Steven Matz, TJ Zoik. You just
Tanner Roark.
Robbie Ray before we knew he was Cy Young Robbie Ray.
Pre-Cy Young Robbie Ray, yeah.
Like,
so I don't know. I'm still on the hype train. Bring Ricky up as soon as you can.
Choo. But
I hope you don't have a reason. Is kind of where I'm getting.
So speaking of hype trains, ladies and gentlemen, a little shameless plug here. Go get your La Machina Redemption album cover hoodies. Go get your merch because La Machina is redemption.
It's
my God.
It's the year.
It's the year of redemption. So Jose Barrios, in his first outing in spring training, he went 2 innings, no runs, 2 hits, a walk, and 2 Ks. He got 5 whiffs on 13 swings. It's okay. Sinker is sinking. He threw
94. He's throwing that at 95.
I think it was like 90. I think he had 96 on the dirtiest strikeout of JT Realmuto I've ever seen in my life on an outside 2-seamer. That went back over the plate. It was beautiful. But the thing that people have noticed, he's throwing his 4-seamer. He's doing what I said he should be doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's ditching. He's not fully ditching the 4-seamer. He's throwing it like for every 5 sinkers, there's 1 4-seam.
Which is hilarious. Because then you can't take it out. Like you can't not have it in the back of your head.
Yeah.
But it's great. Just he doesn't need to use it because he's got everything else moving like a mother.
Yeah, he's also throwing more righty changeup. He's throwing righty changeups.
I think he's just back. I think his confidence is just back where it needs to be, and that's the one thing.
Yeah, he's in a better mental, I guess. Like he's in a better headspace.
Yeah,
so that's good.
We don't really have a ton to speak on of Barrios because the only start he had so far was on Sportsnet, and it was while all the big dogs were playing.
Yeah, it was a split squad game that he was, and then there's a split squad game where it was the Ricky Tiedemann. It was the Ricky Tiedemann day.
And I'm not turning off Ricky Tiedemann to go.
It was the Ricky Tiedemann
day. So there's not much to say. I am excited for that one start. I hope it keeps going. I hope he looks great for Puerto Rico, and we have more to talk about down the road.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that is a massive topic of conversation, and we can combo 2 of them together here. Addison Barger's showing up
All right. Before
spring training.
Before we continue, just give me 2 seconds. Just give me 2 seconds here. I'm just
Oh no. Yeah, I know. And I was gonna couple Cavan, and if you're listening, he just took off the hoodie to reveal the Cavan shirt. So
you're goddamn right. This is the house that we stand. Now continue with your Addison Barger shit.
I wasn't just strictly going to talk about Addison Barger here. Because I don't think there's a lot to say about Addison Barger without talking about Cav and
first off, Addison Barger fucking yoked.
Yeah, just massive.
He is yoked.
Yeah, but the guy put on like 20 pounds of muscle. He's huge.
Yeah, it's evident.
And he crushes baseballs, and I understand that. But you have lots of guys that can crush baseballs, and he hasn't technically done it at the major league level yet. So I'm still tempering expectations. I sounded like an idiot because the day before spring training, or the first spring training game, I said like, "Oh, I've kind of soured on what's his name, Addison Barger a little bit because
everybody
loves him, blah blah blah." His first or second at bat, he just hits a nuke. I'm like,
a nuke that like Vladdy's.
Forget what I said. That was garbage.
That was dirty.
So I was like, okay, well, maybe this kid has something. But again, he's played 3 games. I don't know how many he's been a part of.
5, I think.
And we haven't seen all of them because they're not televised.
Doesn't help.
2 of them, one of them was on BlueJays.com or whatever.
One of the games he played in was the Jose Barrios game.
Yeah, and then the other one was strictly radio. Yeah. So I don't have a great gauge on how he's doing so far in spring training, other than the one game where he hit a tank.
All I'm seeing, he hit the shit out of the ball.
Oh, absolutely. Now on the flip side of that is Cavan Biggio,
our boy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put up any arguments against Cavan Biggio because why would I? The one thing I would like to talk about with Cavan Biggio is that outfield defense. It's pretty. A big knock on Cav for a while now is that he can't play defense in the outfield, which I don't know where that came from because I think he does a good job out there.
I think it was a +2 outs above average last year, right?
And people were just like, they saw him and right, and they're like, oh, why is Cavan right? I mean, it's because he's good at it. And I'm like, he's not an elite outfielder. Don't get me wrong. He's not winning a Gold Glove in the outfield, but like he's an above average outfielder, and he's going to do a great job. And he showed that with the catch he made against, was it Pittsburgh? No.
It was Detroit.
Detroit. Thank you.
Detroit. Beautiful sliding catch.
Oh, and gets up, throws the ball to first, double play. You love to see that from Cavan Biggio. Now, I don't know. I am unfamiliar with Addison Barger's entire game. I've heard that he plays a great defense in the infield. I am unsure of whether or not he can be your 4th outfielder. Maybe you know a little bit more on it than I do. I'd have to talk to someone about it.
From things that I've like read and seen, they're trying to get him more outfield time.
Right, but he's not really there yet.
He's a left side of the infield guy.
Right.
He's a third baseman and a shortstop. And I feel like he said he's most comfortable at short. So
yeah. I think Cavan's got a spot on this team where he plays, if not every day, probably every other day.
He'll definitely be he'll definitely be, I think, the opening day 4th outfielder at worst.
I think so. I think so for sure.
And at best, he's the opening day 2nd baseman. Because he's hitting the ball too now. He's getting infield singles. He
isn't hitting rockets.
I shouldn't have started with infield singles as my thing of him hitting the ball, but he's getting hits. He's speedy boy Cavan.
That's where I would have started with. Is
speedy. He's getting
his wheels
bases.
Are going on the base pass. He's stealing bases. And he is making a lot of contact. He's swinging more, it seems, and he's still working counts.
He's not getting killed by the shift.
No, now he's not gonna hit 15 to 20 homers. I feel like he's got that in him. Maybe 15.
He can get back to 15. Nope.
All right, we'll get. He's not gonna be a 20 to 25 guy.
No,
but he's gonna give you a little bit of pop, and he's gonna be able to leg out base hits, and he's gonna wreak havoc on the base paths, which seems to be the theme of the spring training so far for the Blue Jays.
And
Bo just stole a base.
Bo just stole a base that led to a run.
Like it's kind of just perfectly leads into this. They are running everywhere.
Yeah,
and whenever they can.
Yeah, Kiermaier's doing it. Bo's doing it.
Cav's doing it.
Cav's doing it. Also,
all the
just
dogs.
quickly,
Santi
on
tried
Cav.
to take one.
Santi doing it too. Santi's not even that fast.
No.
Back on Cav for 2 seconds. Cav, it's reported that he's we're never off Cav. He's working so much with Victor Martinez.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's like having Victor Martinez, one of the best like pure hitters of this generation.
Yeah.
In your ear, and like you go to that well as much as you can. Like,
yeah. And
so Cav, to all the people that want Cavan Biggio off this team and feel like he's the third best second baseman.
This is
blah 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 blah. If you know where your heart lies, purchase yourself a Cavan.
We have merch for our side. This is the biggest war on the Blue Jays.
Oh, seriously, dude.
It's so wild. And I don't get it, man.
Have you seen that like Rock versus John Cena thing? Like that video?
Yeah.
where it's like Santiago Espinal versus Cavan Biggio.
Yeah, it's I don't get why it's such a big controversy.
Yeah, I love how that's the biggest like we've transitioned from like people hating on Bo to people hating on Vladdy to who's our second baseman?
Kikuchi was an issue.
Kikuchi was an issue. Barrios sucks. Yeah, now it's who's our
backup second baseman / fourth outfielder. And that's where the biggest argument on the Toronto Blue Jays.
We're in a great spot if that's our biggest fucking argument.
Yeah. I'm like, people get like genuinely worked up about it too. It's just like, oh, I fucking hate Cavan. I don't want to watch him. Oh, Addison's not ready.
Addison Barger's at my shortstop.
Who cares?
Like
I'm a Cavan guy. I love Cavan.
Clearly.
I'm not that invested that I'm just going to start shredding Barger stands because, hey, if Barger earns a job, Barger earns the job. Neither of them are going to play 162, so who cares?
Exactly.
It's just so dumb. It's so dumb. What else do I have? Oh, I want to talk. I didn't put it on the list. I just want to briefly talk about Andres Sosa.
Oh, my God.
Because I don't know if I can commit the full podcast to being an Andres Sosa stan, but for one,
oh, and I know it with them.
I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I hear the song come on. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a cool walk-up song. And then they announced who it was. I'm like, get out of here.
The thing is, like, I saw that he was on when he first got announced to being on the spring training roster. I was like, if he doesn't have Love Sosa as his song, and then I hear it and I'm like, he did the thing.
So good. That's gotta be top 5 walk-up songs I've ever heard.
Yeah, man. We're like, I know
we're a walk-up song podcast.
We're a walk-up song podcast. So I've been like intently listening for walk-up songs this year. I mean, they're probably not gonna be their final ones, but I did notice that Danny Jansen no longer has I Got It. He doesn't have I Got It right now.
He got rid of that at the end of last year.
So. Yeah, he's like a regular country song. Bo still got it. Like, they all pretty much have their old ones, including guys that weren't on the team last year, aka Dalton Varsho with Up Down by Morgan Wallen.
Now, the thing with spring training is some of them don't
change it
yet until you get to the regular season. I remember that being a thing last year too.
But it's still great just to hear. Like,
yeah, I just knew Morgan Wallen out today, by the way. So they just kind of it's great.
This is gonna tell you a lot about my musical palette. I saw that Morgan Wallen was out, and then I saw that Masego was out, and I'm like, oh, I'll go listen to Masego first because it's 12 o'clock at night, and I feel like Masego would be a much better listen at 12 o'clock than Morgan Wallen. But yeah, Morgan Wallen's awesome. Good music. All right,
fun. Where are we at here? There's all sorts of things that we can still talk about. But
Vladdy is still blasting shit. Like, elevating the ball
I'm
now.
A little concerned that the only hits he's had, maybe not. I think he had
now. No. Now he has a base hit.
Right. He didn't have anything other than home runs. Like, Adam Dunn, how are you? But no, we're good. We're
good now.
It's early. That was the one thing I do.
Bo's taking walks. Bo's taking walks, which is very weird.
Bo's taking walks.
Kevin,
Bo's stealing. Bo, I think Bo's attempted a stolen base every time he's been on.
I mean,
I don't think I can't confirm that, but it seems like every time he's on base, he's trying.
Why
to steal.
not? Like,
sure, get used to it. Big bases,
do the thing.
Alejandro Kirk,
had
his baby.
Congratulations, Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah, I tweeted it out, but like I think he legitimately lost some starts just based on the fact that his kid didn't want to come out. Like,
It
kind of
sounds
sucks
so wrong,
because
but
it
it's very
shouldn't be the
true.
case. But like, Jano got accustomed to Bassett, new Kikuchi. He was already with Gosman, so that's not really a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's working with Barrios on all the stuff like that. It's like Kirk's always gonna have Manoa. That's Kirk's guy. At least Jansen got a chance to see him and like kind of just in case anything ever happens to Kirk, we have a backup chance. But the fact that he had to wait so long for his child kind of screwed him out of a lot of things, and I feel
Screwed him out
bad.
of the WBC.
Yeah, now he can't play in the WBC for Mexico, which I was kind of looking forward to because they're in our loop. It would have been like nice to see him out there. It sucks, but that's life. That's what happens when you have kids. Congratulations, obviously. First, that's awesome.
Our catchers, we have 2 catchers now that have dad strength.
We do. Bunch of new dads behind the plate.
Yeah,
it's huge.
That's big.
So
big,
I'm excited to see Kirk in spring training eventually.
Mm-hmm.
He's not in.
He's not
this?
That's Charlie Culberson.
No, catching.
Oh, that's Rob Brantley.
Okay.
It's Rob Brantley. Okay. So if by all accounts, Rob Brantley is going to be our Zach Collins or
that's what it seems like, right?
From all like reports coming out of spring training, Dalton Varsho is no longer a catcher.
Oh no, I was going to ask that.
He's like emergency or like break glass in case of emergency type shit.
You've already used your second catcher in the game, and he got hurt, so you put in Varsho.
Yeah,
like that's fine.
Yeah,
I was wondering what their plan was for the third string guy. Because I know Varsho can do it.
I think it's just going to be whoever's at AAA at that point.
Right. Like, in the outfield, Kevin Kiermaier is a god.
Kevin Kiermaier is it's just something. I know this is going to be this doesn't connect at all, but Kevin Kiermaier is giving me the most Luke Shen of last night vibes I've ever seen in my life. Because he's giving passion.
Right.
Like
I hate that I'm saying this because it's such a cliche. Kevin Kiermaier plays baseball the right way.
Okay, Buck.
And I hate saying it.
Okay, Buck.
But like,
geez.
Kevin Kiermaier just personifies that stupid ass saying because his hustle is ridiculous.
Yeah, like I know we've had George Springer in center field who's been amazing, but I've like Kevin Kiermaier is smooth.
He turns singles into doubles and scores on flares from second. It's just incredible.
And tagged up in I think yesterday's game, up like from second to third on a ball that was like halfway, like a ball that you should not be tagging.
He scored on a ball in front of the outfielder from second.
Like it just.
I'm like, this is just incredible. And I'm like, I've always loved watching Kevin Kiermaier play baseball.
Yeah, I just hated.
There were so many times when he hit like a little looping little flare in front of the outfielders, and like he'd overturn on first to draw the throw, and as soon as the throw came in, he'd take second, and I'm like, I love you. I want you on my team. And now he's older, but I'm hoping he's still got that in him.
He's hitting the ball hard. Like
he is hammering the baseball. He's hit 3 off the wall already.
It's very weird, man.
It's crazy, man. Like in this house, we stand Kevin Kiermaier. Is basically my point here.
I guess, yeah, we have to now.
Yeah. Do we have any other players to talk about? Because I do want to talk about spring training and shit.
Let's see. Any players specifically to talk about? I mean, something that kind of went under the radar, but kind of seems like a big deal. The Blue Jays hired former Astros GM James Click.
Huge.
Like
hire winners. I love it.
Like it's probably only for the year because James Click was the GM of the Astros that won the World Series last season. Yeah. Like
hire winners. I'm so here for it.
Just get the winners, dude. Forget do it.
I'm so in.
Yeah, and then we got 2 small things. I mean, one small thing and one like really big thing we kind of do need to talk about because I kind of want to rant about it. It was announced today that our boy Andy Yerzy is no longer on Team Canada. He was withdrawn, and he is replaced by the pride of Oakville, Ontario, Blue Jays number 15 overall prospect, Dasan Brown.
Oh, cool.
Dasan Brown is on Team Canada.
Cool.
So
at least we have a reason to watch.
Yeah, we got a Blue Jay on. Do we have
the bench? Yeah.
Stop it. Dasan Brown should start. Oh yeah, shit. Jesus, Otto.
If he's a replacement.
I forgot we have
Damiano
Palmisano on Team Canada too.
Let me before you rant. I do want to talk about spring training a little bit, just like
Okay.
the Blue Jay spring training. A lot of people seem to get worked up over spring training games.
Oh, that's because it's the only baseball we have right now. Like,
yeah. So I've kind of compiled. I didn't write it down. I forgot to do it. There's 3 different lists of guys when it comes to spring training. There's the guys that just spring training does not matter. Who cares? There's the guys that spring training is make or break. You have to do something. That's the third tier. And then there's the guys in the middle that like you're watching closely to see how things are going, but they're not really make or break. And it doesn't mean a whole lot, but you kind of want to see where they can put themselves. That top tier is your guys like Vlad, Bo, Manoah, Varsho, Springer.
Kiermaier at this point.
I might put Kiermaier in the second tier, but
no, it's Kiermaier. Like Kiermaier
at this point, it's probably Kiermaier.
Kiermaier's in there as well. Jansen,
Kirk, all pretty much the roster of the starting roster of last year is they're in that top tier. I do not care how their spring goes.
And then
that second tier.
The second tier is, I think, where you put all of our second basemen.
Exactly.
Put all of our second basemen in the. Let's see where. Let's. Okay,
I put Addison Barger in the third one.
I put Addison Barger in like the third one where he's like, dude, if you got to do a lot to get on this team right now, like in Addison's case.
Yeah.
Sorry,
go ahead. No, go ahead.
With the 3 second basemen, it's like, hey, you got a month. None of you are going to the WBC. None of you are doing this. You got a month here.
Show us how you're looking.
Show us that you want this starting job. Like,
but it's not make or break. Like I think
they're all
Cavan and Santi are on the roster.
They're all.
It's not going to change.
All on the team. Like, it doesn't.
Even if Barger finds a way on the team, I think the 3 boys are still there. I don't think that's going to change. So they're in that. Now, I'd also put Ricky Tiedemann in that list because I don't think spring training is make or break for him. I think he's showing up, showing what he can do, and that's it. I've also got guys like Hagen Danner. I would say maybe the Fernandezes. I would say Yosver Zulueta. I would assume is also in that one.
Yeah, I think in the second tier as well, Nate Pearson. We have to throw Nate in there.
I don't know. I think Nate Pearson's in the third tier.
I think Nate's make or break. Like,
so he's in I
think he's in the same
tier. But yes, he's in the make or break tier.
He's in the same tier with Witt, Cavan, and Espinal.
I don't agree. I think Nate Pearson's in the this is your tryout. If you show up, you're taking Trevor Richards' spot in the bullpen. I don't think they're sending him down if this guy's pumping 101, still 100% healthy at the end of spring and is throwing strikes.
True.
Right? I think he's in a make or break spot. Not that he's going to get cut or anything. What do we? Am I behind? I'm behind. He's not going to get cut, but he is.
Hey, Addison Barger,
Cav with some pop, eh?
Do that, Addison.
Cav with some pop, eh?
Was an out, but fucking god damn it, Cavan killed that shit. All right.
That's a home run at Rogers Center.
Facts. Actually, that might be.
Yeah. So I'm trying to think who else I had in this list.
Of the make or breaks or just
Kikuchi, I think, is probably in the let me see tier. I don't think he's not a make or break tier by any means. Mitch White, on the other hand, I have him hovering in between the 2 of them. Could be make or break. The injury doesn't help put him in a tier because he's not pitching yet, and I just don't know what he's going to be.
Yeah.
Other than that, all the younger guys, they're not in any tier. They're just there.
They're just there.
Appreciate all of them. Otto Lopez, I would say maybe is in the same tier as like Cavan and them, but Barger could be pushing him into that make or break tier. The starters they're locked. That's not changing. The bullpen is all locked in. Other than I would put Trevor Richards in the make or break tier.
Hey, my hot take of him having a 4 under 4 ERA can happen. Doesn't have to happen with the Blue Jays.
No, that's true. That's true. You didn't say it would be with us.
And still have an under 4. Like,
you're right. So I think he's probably in there. But other than that, everyone's kind of stop worrying about what Vladdy or Bo or Manoah or those guys. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
None of these games mean anything.
It's clearly, as Alec Manoah has said, it's process over results. With spring training, especially.
You're working on things the entire time.
Especially now. I think in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
When a lot of the guys are off in the WBC, and the guys that aren't going to the WBC are kind of just vying for like, now you'll see like they would want to see some results. Like
the funny thing with the spring training in the WBC, I love these years because Vlad is in his fourth game yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He played into the 6th inning and at bat in the 6th inning. 4 games in the spring training. Because he's going to the WBC, so he's got to be loaded and ready to go. So he's ramping it up.
Yeah,
and it's just so funny to see.
And I think the WBC, I just saw that the WBC, like, their spring training games are like next week.
Yeah,
on the 8th,
it's quick. It's super quick.
On the 8th, the Mexico plays the Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's quick, so they got to get going fast. Horowitz is playing on the 8th. He's playing for Israel.
Israel, yeah.
That's how I found out that it was so soon. Crazy. So you got to get ramped up fast, and that's what Vlad's doing.
Yes. And now I can rant, I think, because it was announced a couple days ago that everyone's favorite piece of clothing item to hate, the home run jacket is officially is retired for this season. Now, you can, I don't honestly care your opinion on the home run jacket, like, it's whatever. I kind of no okay, I do a little bit, but it's just like I don't care enough to get into an argument with you. But the people that are like, oh, it's about time it's gone, it like, this shows how serious the team is.
No.
You know what the Seattle Mariners, I don't want to bring up the Seattle Mariners, but you know what the Seattle Mariners did last year? They had a goofy half Vader helmet, and we're one of the most fun teams in baseball to watch in the second half.
The little like ring around the rosy looking celebration.
And they're doing ring around the rosy shit like they're the goddamn Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Like, it fucking stings.
Yeah.
Sorry, had to bring that up. Yeah, but
no, that hurts.
Like, but like the people that are, I'm saying this right now. I don't think I've seen a person under the age of 20, under the age of 25 that is happy that the home run jacket is gone.
No,
you can be different,
I miss it.
But I don't like. But people being openly like mad about it to 6-0.
Oh my god, I don't even need to talk about it.
We can move on from that. But like,
yes,
like I
would like to bring it back.
Care enough about a home run jacket.
Yes, I would like to bring it back to one of the first things I said on today's podcast: adapt or die.
Adapt, dude. Like,
because baseball is getting fun. That's what we're trying to do.
Did the home run chain stop the Padres from going to the NLCS?
No.
Like,
no. Crazy line of thinking here. Your celebration towards the things that you do well bears no effect on how you perform as a team.
Yeah, it had no bearing on the part that you did well.
No. What it does have bearing on is the 5-6-year-old kids that are watching the game going, wow, that looks like fun. Maybe I try and get into baseball and have fun.
Yeah, and there was also like in 2021 even. Mm-hmm. Did the laundry cart stop the Red Sox from making the ALCS?
No.
Like,
no. It's one of those things. You look at hockey in this country. It's the best example. I work at a rink, so I see this all the time.
Mm-hmm.
When Connor Bedard scored the OT, was it OT winner? Yeah, OT winner against in the semis. Whenever it was.
No, it was the finals against Finland, wasn't it?
Whenever it was, it wasn't the finals. Whatever it was, and he hit that big heartbreaker celebration, and I'm like, he's going nuts. Super cool. Since then, any kid you see on the ice that's just like messing around, they're doing the heartbreaker celebration. They're doing stuff that they see in professional sports that's fun and enjoyable to watch.
Is it hurting anybody?
No, not at all. Maybe it hurts your feelings, sure, but it's not a big deal.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Oh,
Keegan
no.
Matheson, why did my heart just drop? Rob Longley. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is leaving the game walking alongside trainer Jose Menestral.
Like I said, spring training matters a whole lot.
No! I'm assuming that's just precautionary. I'm assuming it's precautionary because we would have he was on the bench when he left, before he was left.
Maybe he's just boys with Jose. Who knows? Let's hope. Yes. Back to my point here.
Yes, your home run jacket point.
Do things that bring eyes and young people to the game, because it doesn't matter if you at 65, 70 years old enjoy the thing, or you think it's not how baseball should be played, it's the direction that the game is going, and it's the direction that the next generation of kids want to see. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad thing to have people enjoying some stupid stuff in baseball. That's what brings the crowds in.
And I think people mainly complained about the home run jacket is because they did it when they were down sometimes. Like, okay, like fight me.
And they really didn't. They did it a couple times, but like it wasn't.
They did it a couple. If it was a big enough home run to like get them back in the game.
Quick newsflash: it's a 162 game season. That's a long time. You got to have something to keep you excited when things are going bad.
Yeah, like people were. I guarantee you, were people mad when Lourdes put the home run jacket on after hitting the grand slam against the Yankees in that comeback win. Great, they weren't winning at that point, but were people mad? Like,
there probably a few. Honestly, there were probably people that were just mad every time they saw that jacket. It just gets to them.
Yeah,
like whatever, man. It's just not worth my time worrying about those people.
So long. Home run
I'm never going to change anybody's mind.
No, so long. Not going to happen. We hardly knew ye.
Now I'm so excited for the absolute ridiculous celebration that they have this year, and all the people are like, they're more serious now, and now they're just going to be like riding horses through the dugout.
They're doing what the Angels do, and they have the most dramatic. They have an oversized cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Like, and people are
they get bird wings and literally fly through the dugout.
Yeah.
You're crowd surfing across the guys on the bench.
I genuinely hope they get a dumber one.
Like, I hope it's just so much more ridiculous. Everyone's like, serious. The serious, quote unquote, serious guys that we brought in. I don't know if you've ever watched Kevin Kiermaier.
Yeah.
It's Kevin not really that serious.
Kevin Kiermaier, Brandon Belt, and Dalton Varsho don't scream like uber serious people.
George.
Especially, George. He got George tried to steal third and got out.
With two outs.
But go look up Brandon Belt commercial. And like him in commercials, he's hilarious.
He's not a serious guy.
Kevin Kiermaier, the definition of an unserious man.
Dude, Buddy comes in dressed up in like the construction stuff when they were going through it, and just like puts his leg up and just
does the Captain Morgan.
Like they're fun. These guys aren't like geriatric dudes that are coming in and just like, play the game the right way. No, and I think, they're gonna have fun with it.
I think if anybody is that, it's Chris Bassett.
Chris Bassett's that guy.
Just because I haven't like seen him do anything like.
But I don't think he cares. Like he's not like, no jacket, it's stupid.
Yeah, he's not hubba robber. Like
he's just there doing his thing. So it's
also the de facto like leader of your team, other than Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is fucking George. Is one of the most unserious people, and it's George Springer.
Yeah, honestly, the most serious guy on this team was already playing on this team last year, and it's Bo Bichette.
Yeah.
He's not really, as much as he's got the long flowing hair and he's got the headband and all of that. Like
also talking baseball account.
I have questions about that in a minute if we want to talk about it. He wears the headband. He's got the hair. He looks like he's just this jokester of a dude. But like when it comes down to it, he's the most serious guy on the team. Like
he's the most
rarely smiles.
He's the most straight-faced guy on the team.
And like he gets pumped up when he hits big homers and he does big things, but like he's not dancing around on the dugout. He's not doing all that stuff. Like he's probably the most serious guy on the team, but everyone just kind of lumps him in with the rest of them. It's kind of weird. The Bichette headband thing. I know they tweeted it. Are we sure that he didn't do it for his in homage to his dad? I know there was a lot of shit that happened with his dad, and we don't need to get into it.
I think it's fairly. It doesn't help that his dad has it. Like in one of his dad's most well-known pictures is that Bichette happens thing on the shirt.
Yeah,
and then he has that, and then everything that came out
Now I get why people are like upset about them.
It's like just
bringing Dante back, like that type of thing.
But Dante's not coming back. Dante's not back.
No, not like bringing Dante back. But bringing up Dante is what I'm sorry. I worded that wrong. Like tweeting about Dante. Yeah, I can see where there's problems, but like this is Bo's father, and I know like he had a rough childhood, but like it was not long ago that they had good relationship unless something happened in the last year or two.
I think
may not be up to date.
From what I've like seen from like the stuff that's come out, I think it's more so of
Dante Jr.
Bo's brother and Dante.
Yeah.
Like,
because from their interactions together seems like him and Bo get along.
Yeah, they get
so
along.
I'm like, it could like I understand why it's like it's just not a great idea to tweet that.
It definitely has more to do with Dante himself than Bo happening to have the headband.
Because I don't think. Call me crazy.
If you don't know about Dante Bichette, the headband thing is cool. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's what I don't think Talking Baseball was wrong in what they said on the tweet. It's just like he is kind of bringing it back to his literal father. With it's the exact same design. I'm like, maybe it's a coincidence. He grew up around Dante. He knows all the big pictures of Dante Bichette. I just find it hard to believe that wouldn't be a tribute to his dad. So that's where the outrage to me was like, wait, but are they wrong? Like, you can be mad at them for kind of hyping. They're not even really hyping up Dante. They're just like, this is Bo's father. I don't know. I thought it was a little weird.
Yeah.
There's times when you can get worked up. If you're just pure praising Dante Bichette, then yeah, get worked up, sure.
Yeah, but
it is still Bo's dad, regardless of how we feel about Dante. Sucks. He's a shit guy, but it is Bo's dad. Sucks. You don't choose your parents.
No.
Do we have any more Blue Jay stuff? I don't think we do. I'm sure we could create some.
I mean, other than Trevor Richards just canning, dude.
No way. Did I miss it?
Yeah, it was the first time was a K.
It happens so quick. I just don't see it anymore.
Oh, and he's 2-2 on Josh Lau.
Oh, but, he was 1-2.
All right, so you want to just run through the injury stuff first? Because there's a bunch of injuries that happened around the league.
Yes, I do want to talk. Actually, can we start with Machado?
Okay, yeah, we can start with
because I still want to tie that back in.
It kind of does relate to the Blue Jays in some way.
Yeah.
Trevor Richards under 3 ERA this season, baby.
He came up.
2 strikeouts, baby. All right. But yeah, Manuel Arturo Machado is his actual name. More you know.
Cool.
Signed.
Noted Trump supporter.
Oh, stop it! Don't make me, Brant. Baseball fans, we got to take a really hard look. A lot of the people that we cheer for in baseball,
they're all Republicans.
Probably are
the whole sports. This is the one thing I'm like.
That's the one part of baseball that you don't want to like talk about.
Oh yeah, like see, it's the same thing with hockey players, and I always laugh at like people that idolize just anyone in sports, and they're just like, great guy. They're not.
They're probably not.
Look around, like growing up, it's tougher to do with baseball because our baseball culture is so different than what the States is, and like growing up being on both sides of it, I've seen it. But relating it to people here, if you grew up, you know what hockey players are, and you know, for the most part, they're kind of
assholes.
Yeah, I was gonna say questionable people. Those people literally just grew up and made the NHL. Is all it is. And it's the same thing with major leaguers. Growing up, baseball, you have just a bunch of rich assholes that were playing high level baseball that grew up to play Major League Baseball. It is what it is. Do not expect athletes to be good people. Do not expect them to be good people. Plain and simple. It's not that hard.
All right.
Manny Machado.
Manuel Arturo Machado. It was announced that he was going to opt out of his contract this year and become a free agent, which would have been huge. But the Padres said, and signed him to an 11-year, $350 million extension. The Padres just love signing people into their 40s.
Yeah.
This is the third.
Especially this offseason, apparently.
This is the third contract that they've given out this offseason.
How many years do they have to give Soto to get him to 40? What's he, 24?
They would have to give him they would have to give him a
16-year deal.
16-year contract, which honestly
15 after next season.
They could do. It's
gonna be exciting. It's gonna be exciting because apparently that's their next big move.
But so that turned Manny Machado's contract into basically half of what was it? I think it's technically 16 years, $500 million.
Crazy. We don't need to go into Manny Machado.
No, good for
He's
Manny.
one of the best third basemen in the league.
Yeah.
He got paid. It's good. Where this matters
is
what I said last week is where
Matt
Chapman. Matt Chapman is a free agent at the end of the year. And on last week's episode, I said, you don't re-sign Matt Chapman because Manny Machado's out there. Now Manny Machado's not out there. So this can go one of two ways.
Yeah.
Either you go, well, here's our guy, and just throw some money at Matt Chapman and see if he takes it. And he takes it. Great. Away we go. We have Matt Chapman for 10 years. Or it goes the other direction, which I think is a little less likely. People are already saying this one, but I don't really agree. It's where Matt Chapman sees what Manny Machado got, realizes he's the best, the only third baseman on the market.
There was going to be 3 free agent third basemen, and now there's one.
No, he's the guy.
He's the top one.
He's like, I can get paid.
He really could, though.
And he can.
Like,
I don't see Matt Chapman as that type of guy, just based on what he said. I could be totally wrong. Again, you don't know what people are. Here,
but I think
I think you get a bit of a discount if you try and go after him now. Whether or not the Jays want to do that,
but I don't think it's obviously not in his best interest to sign with the Jays right now.
No, not personally. But again, we're talking about the difference between 25 million a year to 30 million. It's not like if you don't go to free agency, you're getting no money. Like you're still getting paid.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It could go either way. It all depends on how the Blue Jays feel about Matt Chapman going forward. I would say Matt Chapman has struggled a little bit so far in spring training.
Yeah.
Not that it matters. He's in that
defensively, he's still there. He's defensively still good.
Yes, for the most part. Yeah. He did make a couple of plays yesterday that I was like, whoa, that's unlike you.
He had that one diving stop when Bassett was on the mic.
That was sick. So he'll be fine. I'm not concerned about Matt Chapman. Yeah. This is a make or break season for Matt Chapman. Spring training, not so much.
Because he's 30 years old now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be 31, but when he gets his new contract.
It's big. It's a big deal. I don't know. I'm not even gonna predict what's gonna come because
I
don't know. I genuinely don't know what their decision making process is gonna be on this one.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get better than Matt Chapman if you wait. Also, shout out Trevor Richards giving up runs.
Shut up. Shut your mouth.
Those 2Ks don't mean anything if you give up.
I know. Shut your mouth. All right. You know what? All right. We're going to, Manny, thank you. Good job. Matt Chapman, please stay. And for lower. So we can get into injuries and we could start. Start on the Padres because Joe Musgrove will miss the start of the season because he broke his toe. Dropped the kettlebell on his toe and broke it and will miss the start of the season.
That's got to be the worst. You got to come up with a better story than that.
I mean,
at least, it shows like I was going hard in the gym.
Is it
I was doing what I can for my team.
Is it funnier than both Alek Manoah and Robbie Ray missing starts because they tripped on some stairs?
Meiser Astures did the same thing. Yeah. So maybe not. Would you,
or John Wall tearing his ACL, slipping in the shower?
There's some dumb injuries, man.
John Wall ruined his NBA career because of a shower.
Yeah. Dropping a kettlebell on your toe.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
It's
definitely a new one. I don't think it's serious. It's a broken toe. He'll
be fine. But
it's fine. The Padres can handle that.
Yeah. In some slightly sadder news, Seiya Suzuki will miss the WBC because of an oblique injury.
Right. We're burying the big injury.
I know we are. Shout out to Trevor Richards giving up never mind. No, he didn't. That's second and third.
Nice.
Woo. I'm burying the lead because I want to get to that last.
Okay.
And then before we get to that, it's actually just one more left. Tyler Glasnow again.
Baseball's back, baby.
Baseball's back, baby. Tyler Glasnow out for 6 to 8 weeks with a grade 2 oblique.
It wouldn't be a baseball season unless Jacob deGrom and Tyler Glasnow weren't in it.
Yeah, injured wise.
It's predictable. I feel bad for Glas. I mean, I do like him.
Mm-hmm. But he's on the Rays, so it's like,
yeah, I don't. So it's
sorry. And the lead that we should have started with,
the buried lead, is probably the biggest one. Gavin Lux tore his ACL.
The presumptive starter for the starting shortstop for the Dodgers tears his ACL.
It was the definite starting shortstop too.
Yeah, it was the definitive.
The depth chart behind it is
Miguel Rojas.
Yeah, and Chris Taylor apparently.
Mm-hmm. But did you see the video of him the video is terrifying.
It's bad.
Like non-contact injuries are way worse to watch.
They're painful to see.
Mm-hmm.
Was it? I'm going back now in different sports, but it was Kevin Ware for Wisconsin?
Kevin, I think it was Louisville. No, it was Louisville.
Louisville,
where he was jumping to take a shot and literally his bone snapped out of his leg.
And like that was like that still sits with me. It's just like because Kevin Ware never did anything. Yeah, that I can recall, and I'm like, I remember the name because that injury was just so brutal to see.
Yeah,
and it's stuff like that. The Paul George one in the
USA scrimmage. I think
was it the Olympics.
I think it
wasn't like it wasn't the Olympics, but it was on the way to the Olympics.
It was on the way to the Olympics. It was like a USA scrimmage.
Yeah. Like stuff like that. It's like you remember those as things. We never really got to see like Michael Saunders and Marcus Stroman when those happened.
Yeah.
But like stuff like that, it's just like, you're as soon as it happens, odds are you're out for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
There's never really a time where you go down in a heap like that and they're like, oh, it's just a sprain, he'll be good.
Yeah.
It just doesn't really work like that unless you're Pat Mahomes.
We got a couple of things. Did you since we're on the topic of the Dodgers, have you seen the video that's been put out of essentially what if Barry Bonds never had a bat in his hand in real life? There's a video. Okay, there's a video that got put out. I do not remember the channel, but it was how good would Barry Bonds be if he never had a bat in his hand? And like they tracked like all the pitches that he saw and stuff. And so Dodgers prospect Miguel Vargas has a slight wrist fracture, but they still have him DHing in their spring training games. And they told him, do not swing. Just they're up there to track pitches. In 8 at-bats, he has 4 walks. They know he can't swing, and he has 4 walks.
That's so funny.
Like, yeah, Miguel Vargas is,
I wonder if that's just like a respect thing from other pitchers. Like, you're still working them like you would normally.
I mean, I think, you kind of have to, like,
you still have to work on your stuff.
You can't just throw 3 fastballs right down.
That is embarrassing, though, that stuff.
Yeah, it is kind of funny. Like, yeah, it's, geez. Let's see. What else did we have on here? The Pirates continue to be an inept franchise because they offered him nice catch, George, a 6-year
Brian Reynolds, by the way.
His name Brian Reynolds. Himothy. I know he's him because it's just every time you
just
Pirates,
know
because it's Brian Reynolds is the only relevant player on that goddamn team right now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I know.
The Pirates offered Brian Reynolds 6 years, $80 million. Brian Reynolds counter offered with an 8-year, $134, which is like, it's less than 20 a season.
Yeah.
And the Pirates didn't budge. So that's why he requested a trade.
Yeah. I would like to say I'm growing with my Pirates love. They may or may not become my second team at some point.
Okay.
Just because, like, the fan base, phenomenal. The players, so much.
You have a pure bias because you've been to Pittsburgh.
Oh, they're so nice. I love all of them. They're my people. My dog, Jiwan Bay. Jersey's on the way, I promise.
Oh my god.
Connor Joe's sick.
Shout out Caden Smith and Jigba, brother of.
Is that how you say that?
Brother of wide receiver in this year's NFL draft class, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Okay.
Like, Shout out Chavez Young, who wears number 69.
Chavez Young, thank you. That's the name I was racking my brain for. Brian Hayes. If I'm not mistaken, I think they have a former Blue Jays catcher catching at some
Tyler
point.
Heineman.
There we go. Is he still there?
He's still there.
Tyler Heineman is still there.
He's probably going to be their backup catcher behind Austin Hedges.
Yeah. Never forget Tyler Heineman.
Magic.
Jack Sawinski is fun.
Yeah, it's a great name
to say. Their pitching staff is a nightmare, but they have Henry Davis coming up.
Yep. And Henry Davis isn't even their closest big catching prospect.
No. So
Andy Rodriguez.
They have a slight future ahead of them.
Yeah.
They're probably going to get some good draft picks coming here.
And that future would be included even better with Brian Reynolds in it.
Sure. You're right. Or you just trade the man and you get some pieces. I am on board with the Pirates, other than the fact that they're screwing around Brian Reynolds.
Brant, he wants a contract that is $10.7 million a year.
I know.
He's getting half of what he probably should.
Yeah. I don't, you're not wrong.
Oh, no.
Where
the official update from the Blue Jays. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has left today's game with right knee discomfort. Fucking yikes! No.
Like I said, spring training is the most important time of the year.
Well, guys, if you didn't like Cavan Biggio being your starting second baseman, he might be
How about your starting first
baseman? Oh shit!
Hey,
forgot about Brandon Belt.
That's what I was going to ask. Where's Brandon Belt? Has he played?
He hasn't played yet, but I think Brandon Belt is one of those guys where spring training doesn't fucking matter to him. Like,
okay,
he's one of those guys. Like I think he's gonna start playing this week. From all I've heard.
I was just a little bit concerned over the fact that I haven't seen him in a starting lineup. Ronzi Contreras is a fun name.
Yeah, that's a great name. But yeah, Brian, fuck the Pirates. Why
no, I like the Pirates.
I'm just gonna point out your second team. Your second team is officially, are we dubbing it your second team is the Pittsburgh Pirates?
No, well, my second team will always be wherever Bryce Harper calls home. Okay, that'll never change. But my third team will call them. I will commit to the Pirates.
Yeah,
I like them.
Well, yeah, this is now a Blue Jays, White Sox, and Pirates podcast. And Phillies. Like we got
Carlos Santana,
G-Man Choi. Like
Tupaquita Marcano.
That's a great name. That's who Wandy Peralta struck out in 20 seconds, was Tupaquita Marcano.
G1 Bay. That's my dog. I ride or die for G1 Bay. I got all this weight. Didn't even mention O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah, because
he's just it's not my guy. Sorry. Andrew McCutcheon, dude.
Oh my God.
Andrew McCutcheon.
Uncle Larry.
Yeah, like this is a fun team. I really like it. They're not going to be good.
Bo Bichette has 2 walks and 2 at-bats. What is happening?
What is happening? I'm telling you, he's leading the team in WAR this year. Wait till he steals second here. Actually, they're probably going to pinch run. Oh, no, it's only the third.
Oh, my God. Okay, sorry. We're jumping everywhere. Remember that Cavan Biggio line out? That unexpected batting average of 830.
Oh, Jesus.
And he fucking
the one to the wall?
The one to the wall.
Yeah. Like, hey, it is what it is. Yeah. Are we done or do we have more?
I
think we're done.
Let's see. No, did you see like the first spring training games for the Diamondbacks? Lourdes and Gavin Brandon both.
I know.
And people are already like, okay. Like,
I don't miss Gabby. I do miss Lourdes endlessly.
Yeah, Lourdes passion and vibes per 60 was.
When we need a right-handed bat at the deadline, and the Diamondbacks are out of it.
Oh my God!
I'm just saying.
Fucking master plan.
If he's if he's got like 20 homers at the deadline, are we gonna say no?
No.
I'd go back for him. I'd love that, man.
Yeah, I don't have this on the final thing with you. I don't have this on the list, but did you see the Pirates Orioles game that?
Oh, I did.
Ended in the top of the 9th, but
kept on
going without umps. I'm like, if this isn't the most spring training thing I've ever seen, I don't know what is.
So great. I love spring training.
Hey, we want to get our pitcher in. We want to get some hitters up. It's like, all right, cool, go ahead.
I think every team should want to do that.
Yeah.
Like if you have guys that you need, like the minor league guys got to get going too, right? Like I know they have minor league spring training after, but like you want to get going early. Especially the guys that are like, there's guys going to the WBC. You want to get going early, so like, have them play. Well, why not, man? Like, is it gonna maybe guys get hurt? I guess, and that's kind of you're trying to limit that risk. But like, I don't know, you're not like going 100%.
No,
and the big boys are out anyways. Just get your minor leaguers some at bats.
Yeah,
get your pitchers some innings. That's what it's for, right? Yeah. So that's this week. Thank you for listening.
Is that this week? Because
I think that's this week.
I feel like we're missing something.
We've been going for it's only been what, hour 20?
Hour, yeah, okay, you're
not
right.
bad.
Okay.
The Blue Jays are still playing. It's so cool to be here watching Blue Jays baseball again.
Yeah, it's weird because we've had like, I think honestly, if I'm remembering correctly, and if someone is that big of a fan of us, they could probably double check. Is this the first game that we've like, or is this the first like recording we've done while there was a Okay, there, hold up.
Hey,
there. Sorry, like literally, like freaking Bell came into work on. They're coming into work on stuff, so it's just like, all right, yeah, we should have to wrap up essentially.
Yep.
So,
what were you saying? This is the first game.
Is this the first game? Is this the first recording we've done since with a game on since like the first or second episode where it was like the Royals against the Blue Jays? Because I feel like we haven't had a game to
we
watch.
Don't usually record during games much.
No, because the majority of it we started doing in the morning, in like the morning and afternoon, as opposed to
or even like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, where we have time before the games and stuff. Yeah. Probably.
But it's fun.
It's definitely the first spring training we've ever been a part of.
Oh, seriously? Well, yeah, because we started
we've never been around for spring training.
We're
babies.
I think we're like 3-4 months away from a year.
Yeah, we're still babies.
Is psychotic to say. Like,
doesn't feel like it's been that long. Eh?
No, it feels like it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Chappy.
Well, before your internet craps out again.
Yep. Thank you all for watching the Flight Deck podcast in this episode. Yes. We don't know what the title of the episode is going to be, but if it's as fun as a bag of poutine, we'll enjoy. Dude, is that another shirt? A bag of poutine?
It could be. The merch is going to be linked in the description below. If you don't have it yet, I don't know why you don't. Thank you for listening. Our socials, the website, everything's linked in the description below. You can find us everywhere. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that. We're pretty much anywhere you find podcasts. And we're on YouTube. Seems to be our main attractor is YouTube. So people like staring at you.
Yeah, they love staring at my beautiful face with my hair popping out my head.
Yeah, so that's it. We will catch you next week.
Yep.
Go Blue Jays.
As Cavan Barger is up to bat.